James Bays joins us live now from the United Nations. James.
Yes, Cyril, we are here with just under 2 hours before the high-level week here opens. Of course, there was a special meeting of Palestine ahead of the normal high-level week. And just under 2 hours' time, the big speeches start, Secretary-General at the beginning, and then very soon afterwards, President Trump. Let's discuss this with Stephane Dujarric. He is the spokesperson for the UN Secretary-General. Stephane, let's just take stock of where we are. Yep. Big meeting of Palestine and recognition, more countries. That's welcomed by the UN. But of course, while there is this diplomatic breakthrough here, on the ground, things getting grimmer.
Exactly, James. And I think we have to be able to deal with both the hope of where we want to be, the two-state solution, and, as you say, the very grim reality on the ground in Gaza. And our colleagues are still every day working in Gaza, trying to feed Palestinians, trying to bring humanitarian aid in the little space that they are given. And we have to keep attention on the reality on the ground. The Secretary General today will again call for an immediate ceasefire, more humanitarian aid, and the release of the hostages.
So that's the big call from the Secretary General to the world. But the Secretary General gets after that speech to meet, after President Trump has spoken, with President Trump. And they haven't had a conversation yet in this second term. And of course, President Trump, many would say, is the only person who has the power to put the pressure on Prime Minister Netanyahu to stop the killing. So what will be the message on Gaza from the Secretary General to the President?
Well, I mean, I think on Gaza, we have seen what the U.S. can do. The first ceasefire, let's be honest, earlier this year was very much due to U.S. pressure. And we want to work with the U.S. and the other mediators to get at least, at minimum, to that ceasefire.
But the UN this year so far has taken a big hit because of the Trump administration. They've cut their aid spending, they've cut their spending to the United Nations. How has that affected your operations? And does it actually mean on the ground that some children, some people are dying as a result?
Well, let's be honest. The U.S. has cut, and they're proportionally the largest. Many other countries, many other Western countries have also cut. And what does that mean? That means less food in the rations handed out at refugee camps, less support for people living with HIV/AIDS, just a broad cut to humanitarian assistance around the world with an immediate impact on the lives of the people that need help the most.
Because the problem is an America first message, or any other country putting itself first, doesn't really go with the UN's message, which is multilateralism, people working together for the common good. And let me read you something that President Trump's press secretary said a short time ago. Globalist institutions have significantly decayed the world order. Is that how you see it over the last 80 years? And do comments like that make you worry that he's not over with the UN yet? There may be more cuts.
Well, let's see what the president has to say. But the UN is not a globalist institution. The UN is a conglomeration of independent, sovereign member states who are supposed to get together and solve problems that cut across borders, that cut across countries. That's what we are. We are not a world power. We bring together all countries around the world.
But President Trump is putting America first. He doesn't care about other countries in the world. Just look at what he's done with tariffs around the world.
Well, first of all, I would think it is better that he will come here, he will be here, than if he'd chosen not to be here and ignore the UN at all.
Stephane Dujarric, spokesperson for the UN Secretary General, thank you for joining us here on Al Jazeera. Cyril, let me just take you through what we're expecting. Just under 2 hours' time, the Secretary General gives his speech. We will be covering that live on Al Jazeera. Then we have the President of Brazil. He, by tradition, always the Brazilian leader gives the first speech of the UN General Assembly. He goes back to the very beginnings of the United Nations. And then the second speech is always by the leader of the host country. Well, of course, we're in New York. The UN is based in New York. That speech will be President Trump's speech. And again, we'll be carrying it live here on Al Jazeera later on.
Yeah, absolutely. That begins at 13 GMT. So it's first Brazil, then the United States, as you told us. You'll be walking us through that all week, actually, and there's no better person than you to be doing that. James Bays, Al Jazeera's diplomatic editor, thank you very much.
Don't miss out. Get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news and expert insights. Like, share, stay ahead.